Welcome to the Motherhood Alliance podcast, the podcast dedicated to empowering moms and families on their health and wellness journey. I'm Brittany Suttner.
And I'm Andrea Rinkus. Together, we're here to explore holistic approaches that go beyond conventional medicine.
Each week, we dive into topics that matter most to you. Everything from nutrition and mental health to alternative therapies and natural living.
And whether you're a new mom navigating the early stages of parenthood or a seasoned pro looking for new ways to support your family's well-being, you're in the right place.
Even better, all of our guests are local small business owners who you can actually talk to and work with. You can learn more about today's guest and connect with hundreds of other health and wellness professionals through our informative and easy-to-use directory at motherhoodalliance.com.
Before we get started, keep in mind that this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for personal healthcare advice. Please consult your healthcare provider before making any changes based on the podcast content.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. Are you ready to help your family thrive? Let's get started. Hi, we are Britt and Drea from motherhoodalliance.com, and we are excited to welcome you to a 4-episode series with Stefanie Turzinski, an Appleton-based licensed massage therapist and the founder of Nurtured Roots Prenatal Massage. Stefanie specializes in prenatal, postpartum, and infant massage, and she brings a wealth of knowledge to each client she supports through a custom plan, education, and resource recommendations, which is why her business tagline is total support during pregnancy, birth, and motherhood. Stefanie originally thought she'd focus on sports massage, but once she discovered how powerful touch could be for moms during pregnancy, she knew she had found her calling. Now, as a mom herself, she's even more passionate about helping women feel strong and supported, and loves that she gets to help women move through pregnancy with less pain, shorter labors, fewer complications, and a smoother postpartum recovery every day. Outside of her practice, Stefanie loves spending time outdoors, attending baseball games, and fishing with her husband, 3-year-old daughter, and 1-year-old son. We're excited to welcome Stefanie to the mic today. Let's get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Motherhood Alliance podcast. We are excited to kickstart a new 4-part series with Stefanie. Welcome, Stefanie.
Thank you.
We are going to be jumping into prenatal massage 101. I think a lot of people think about massage during pregnancy and they're like, that would just sound amazing. But also some people feel a little bit nervous about adding that into their arsenal. And so we're going to debunk some myths and just learn a lot about how it can really benefit women. But before we do that, we'd love to start with your fun facts, Stefanie. And you actually have a couple of them. I know you're a huge baseball fan. So tell us about your dream when it comes to baseball.
Yeah, so before I met my husband, I also loved baseball then. And so our dream is to go to all the MLB stadiums. And so far we've gone to 6 together. And our daughter has gone to 3 with us, which is amazing because she's only 3. So yeah.
How many are there?
There's 30.
Okay. So
we got a lot
ways to go.
Yeah.
But you also shared with us before we jumped on the mics here that you birthed a 10-pound baby naturally. And I think that that's amazing. And I'd love for you to share a little bit about that experience.
Yeah. So a 10-pound baby naturally was my goal. And I think that it's important for moms to know that as long as you allow your body to do what it's made to do, in most cases that will happen. And if you have the right mindset and let your body do and support what it needs. And yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, congratulations on that. That's a lot
10
of work.
pounds what?
10 pounds, 3 ounces.
Okay, well, we got to get that 3 ounces in there because that matters.
Yes.
So let's talk about massage. Let's get into it. What started your interest in massage in the first place? And then how did you choose to specialize in prenatal, postpartum, and infant massage?
Yeah, so I actually started my first semester of college being wanting to go to school for psychology. And then I had always grown up kind of being that helpful person and being able to help support my family. And my mom, she had a couple of surgeries where she was bedbound, and for me to be able to help her through touch and circulation and to keep her moving even though she was in a bed, I was like, well, I think that's what I want to go to school for. And then after my first semester, I decided to shift into finding a massage therapy school and then moved up to Stevens Point to go to the university there for health and wellness promotion, and then started my first massage job at a spa and found out that was not what I wanted to do. And then I always had thought that I was going to do sports massage as I was a 3-sport athlete in high school. And so then I had went to work at a spa within a gym and worked there for 2.5 years. And then I knew my end goal was always to have my own business. And after being there for 2.5 years and then just kind of like being over the not working for yourself and being able to control your own schedule, pricing, and all of that, I had decided to open my own practice in Stevens Point. And then I had moved that practice to Wapaka in 2020. And then in 2023, I moved my practice to Appleton and had decided that I really had loved the prenatal and postpartum part of the continuing education that I was taking. And then I had decided, like, if you just niche it down to that, then you'll get the right clientele that you're seeking. And so, yeah, throughout the way in 2019, I had made the shift to being a prenatal and postpartum specialist.
Did you start your business as just a general massage, or did you start your business as prenatal postpartum?
So when I opened my business in 2015, I was seeing anybody and everybody, okay, so and I found out that wasn't it wasn't the ideal thing for. You think the easiest way is to get anybody and everybody on the table?
No, you got to niche it down and do something that you're passionate about. So, like, what's the difference between like a general massage for anybody versus a prenatal massage? Is it just the pillows, the techniques? Is it the positions? What's the difference between the two?
Yeah, so prenatal massage is a very specialized thing. A lot of massage therapists offer it, but they don't specialize in it where they don't have like specific techniques that they'll do. Whereas like I have a bolstering system specifically for prenatal that I also use one of the top cushions for postpartum massages as well. And so I do also offer, I do belly mapping where I massage the belly and get into like the round ligament and stuff like that. And then pressure wise, the massage is a little different than just a therapeutic massage. Mm-hmm. So like when you're working on like the glutes up, you can use deeper pressure then, but once you get to the legs and below, the legs and down, you'll want to be a little more cautious with that and use a little less pressure just to be careful of any blood clots or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. So lots of considerations for the pregnant body, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, as you have a lot of changes with the relaxin and different hormones and stuff too.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're talking about like the different techniques and stuff. So what are the benefits of prenatal massage in particular? Obviously you do postpartum too, but like just talking about prenatal, what are some benefits with that? Not just like getting out in muscle knots or tension, but you mentioned around ligament pain, those kinds of things. So what are the other benefits of that?
Yeah. So with any massage, prenatal massage as well has the benefits of being, relaxing, just kind of getting grounded in with yourself and breathing into your body and feeling your baby and taking deep breaths. So I always start my prenatal massages with they'll be comfortably in a bolstering pillow. And then I always start them face down. And then I'll start with a hot, warm towel on their back and have them take like 3 deep breaths just to kind of breathe into their body and like kind of let go of all the tension and feel where their more tighter spots are, and then I'll start working on those and getting those worked out. So prenatal massage has a lot of benefits with relaxing, getting posture when your body is changing and your belly is growing, your breasts are growing, everything is just pulling forward. So you got a lot of the spots in the low back. So working extra into the glutes and the hips is one main concern for most pregnant women, is their biggest problem areas. And then as they're even going farther along into their pregnancy with mid-back pain with the breast growing as well, a lot of women always carry their tension and stress in their shoulders. Mm-hmm. And so that also carries along and can make that a little worse throughout pregnancy as well. So I always work on those areas more and then get a nice like circulation through the legs and the feet just to kind of keep that all moving. And that helps reduces swelling, can help or reduce labor times. Just having that mindset and having that relaxing and therapeutic touch throughout pregnancy.
I also think about with our background in personal training, we are prenatal and postpartum specialized as well. And so I know we did some episodes prior to this one on our podcast, and we talked about how a lot of women create these habits during pregnancy. And I think that what you're doing could be so beneficial to help keep those muscles loose and movable, because a lot of women tend to start squeezing their glutes and they start to hold that because they're counteracting that weight as the belly grows in the front. Well, with having prenatal massage built into that, that's going to help them to also be able to remember how to relax them. So it could really help combat some of that. Now, I know you also do labor stimulation massage. What is that?
Yeah, so labor stimulation massage is very similar to like prenatal massage. So you'll do the full body massage, getting all those areas worked out. And then I'll also do some acupressure points that help the body stimulate get the process of labor. Obviously, there's no magic eject button. That'd be cool, right?
That'd be nice.
People be lining up.
Yeah, so I mainly focus on 5 different areas. Or 5 different acupressure points that I work on. Some of them I teach to my clients that they can do on themselves at home. Those are more like in the hands and the shoulders. And then there's some 3 different spots on the ankles and feet, whereas it's harder for them with a pregnant belly in the way to get to, so that they could have their support team or their spouse help them assist with that if they so choose.
I find it interesting that the pressure points are in the extremities. You would almost think it'd be like closer to the pelvis. That would be helping to stimulate movement there.
But as we know, everything's connected.
Well, yeah,
right?
Of course.
I remember when I had my second one, I had my husband doing some pressure points on my feet, and it felt really good. And I do feel like it did help too. So
yeah. And going back to that too, with the pressure points in the feet, that's also like another area that a lot of women and other massage therapists or any therapists in general that don't specialize in prenatal, makes them a little more hesitant during the first trimester to offer massage that way, because a lot of them think that they're gonna cause a miscarriage. And that's not the case as long as you like know what you're doing and are educated in that. And that's why I am very passionate about prenatal and prenatal massage in general, because having that education and knowledge that a lot of others don't, it's nice for me to be able to share that with my clientele and even other massage therapists too.
I kind of want to sit on that for a second, because that doesn't quite make sense in my head. I think as soon as a woman gets pregnant, their fear can come in, right, of losing a baby, which is valid because miscarriages are very common. And I do want women to talk about it more. But at the same time, massage in general, rubbing the outside of your body in different ways, can that actually cause miscarriage? I guess I'm a little bit confused on why that's even a myth in general.
Yeah, so I'm also confused by it, me too. But yes, so, and many others are confused too, or just don't know. And that's things that they fear and they hear. So being specialized in that and like learning more, touch isn't going to cause a miscarriage. There's so many more factors that have to go into it. Same with labor stim. Like, that's not going to put you into labor. It'll help the process. But like I said, there's no magic eject button. I could be rich if that was the case. But that's not what it's about. So having that knowledge and education and being able to share that with clientele and knowing that like miscarriage is not going to be caused by massage. There's people that go through their pregnancy not even knowing that they're pregnant, and they do all sorts of things and massages, and it just kind of, a lot of the times when you go through a miscarriage, and I have myself as well, so I know how hard it is, and it's never easy. It doesn't matter where at in your pregnancy you are. You always kind of, you have to know, like, you want to know what has caused this, right? And sometimes it's like, what did I do? What did I eat? Like, you're just trying to figure out these little things that like, and so sometimes, maybe it just so happened that you did get a massage, or, that around that same time that maybe that happened, and people might just relate it to that. Well,
right. Because they're just desperate for answers.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many misconceptions about being pregnant and like living your life. right? I mean,
Right.
like Britt and I are, like she said, we're trainers and that we specialize in prenatal postpartum. And even just that's a taboo area too, where women are like, I don't know if I can exercise. Can I do a sit up? Can I do a plank? Can I do this, that? It's like, yes, but there are things to consider.
Right. And that's also, I feel like the same reason that you guys got into it, because
Right.
there was there was that fear and nobody knew who to go to.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we love having that like us or you, like specialists who know what they're talking about in these fields. And that's important
I always
to
say you
to.
wouldn't go to the dentist for an eye appointment. So,
Well, yeah, right.
I want to circle back to the benefits for a second, because I know that you also talk about how massage can help lower cortisol. It can boost oxytocin. Can you tell us a little bit more about how it's helping with the hormone side as well, especially because women who are pregnant have hormones all over the place. So how does this help?
Yeah, so it can help lower the cortisol levels and boost oxytocin, which also is the feel good hormone that aids in labor pain. So being able to help the cortisol levels having lower cortisol levels helps the mind and your stress levels and anxiety levels decrease as well. So then like boosting the oxytocin, the feel-good hormone that aids in labor prep, it helps like promote the body awareness and relaxation and better sleep. You don't want to have the higher cortisol levels, so just helping that along the way.
I feel like this could be so magical for so many people, especially since the COVID times, which I hate to like bring that part up into this, but I feel like people used to touch each other so much more pre-COVID. They would hug their friends, they would like lean on somebody's shoulder, and massage may not have been impacted by this all that much. People are still going to love massages, but I do feel like in general in life, we don't like touch each other as much as maybe we used to. And so just thinking about having that human touch and your specialty helping them through this, I feel like that could be really magical.
Yeah, I agree. During COVID for sure. And after that, people do like instead of a handshake, they do the kick shake now. And it's like, I don't know, touch is so important, which also I feel like leads to so many other health factors that have, illnesses, diseases and stuff like that have been on a rise since 2020.
Well, one thing too, I mean, you talk about disease and health and stuff like that. I mean, the lymphatic system is also a huge part of, massage and getting that moving as well. So, I mean, I don't know, I can't remember if you mentioned that, but I just think of health and just keeping, moms from getting sick, or not from getting sick, but feeling better.
Correct.
That's huge too.
Yeah, the circulation throughout massage helps the lymphatic system and keeps the nervous system all regulated, and just getting that moving and keeping your body moving, whether it's through massage, through touch, through exercise.
Walking, all that stuff. Mm-hmm.
It's very important.
Well, just to finish out this episode, I just would love to hear, what do you love most about being in your field and your specialty? I feel like,
oh man,
yeah, I know. And you're a mom yourself. You have 2 little ones. So like just being able to help these women through it. What's your favorite thing?
My favorite thing is just being able to have the knowledge and education to share with my clients, about pregnancy, even pre-pregnancy, maybe like why they're not getting pregnant, and then having them learn about touch and all the other resources that I have for my clients, and being able to share that with them throughout pregnancy. And then, of course, I think one of my favorites is being able to do belly massage. It's in it, the most, when you're doing it, the best part is when you feel the baby kick. They're just inside saying, who's touching me? What's going on? Or maybe it's a thank you thing too, So yeah, I would say that belly massage is one of my favorite things. And then we'll get into my other favorite one during the 4th trimester one. But yeah.
I love that. I do want to mention that Stefanie is generously offering our listeners $45 off a massage service. All you have to do is mention Motherhood Alliance podcast to her, and she'll honor that for you. She did also write a blog on the Motherhood Alliance website. It's called 5 Powerful Benefits of Prenatal Massage for a Healthier, More Comfortable Pregnancy. So if you want some more information about things that we talked about, head over to her profile on our Motherhood Alliance website, and you can check out that blog as well. Stefanie will link to all of your information in the show notes, your website, your social media, all that jazz. And in our next episode, we're going to be talking about the 4th trimester. She just alluded to that. What nobody tells you about recovery, how massage can benefit you in the 4th trimester, meaning after baby is born. We're also going to have an episode specifically on infant massage, which I think is going to be really interesting to a lot of people. You may not have even heard that that's an option for babies. And then we're going to finish out our 4-part series talking about how self-care isn't selfish. Stephanie's going to have some great tips for you tired moms out there. So stay tuned for some awesome episodes coming up next. If you enjoyed this episode, would you consider leaving a rating or review or sharing it directly with a friend who could benefit from the information? We know that you're a busy mom or caregiver, and our goal is to make your life easier by bringing tips and tricks directly from experts into your earbuds. By sharing this episode with someone you love, you can play a critical role in helping to make their life easier as well. We appreciate your time, and thank you for being a part of the Motherhood Alliance family.